Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tried Forex Power Hour. I'm Marcello. Today's May 27th, 2014, and I'm going to do today what I've done for many years now. I've been a Forex trader for the last 10 years, almost, and oops, phone's ringing here. What I'm going to do is a daily market analysis based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. Why do I do that? I do that because I find that it gives me a higher probability of success from a swing trading perspective, and also as far as my biases for that particular day are concerned. So what's my formula for success? Basically at 5 p.m. I do a market analysis to determine the bias. Now, how do I take advantage of that bias? And by the way, what is a bias? A bias is, the probability, the high probability of price going up, going down, or moving back and forth in a range. We call that a buy bias, a sell bias, and a consolidation bias. Now, how do I execute my biases? Number one, I can take a set and forget it trade. Very, very, very low stress. Basically after determining my bias, I determine my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit. Tonight, I set it to run, and I don't look at it again until tomorrow at the same time. Now, that is as easy as it gets. Now, if I really want to make some more money and I want to leverage my biases as best as I can, what I'll do is I'll day trade in the direction of our biases using our pods. Those are our points of decision. If you don't know what those are, we have a full trading course for free at tribeforex.com. I welcome you to go ahead and take advantage of it. It's really just stock full of great information. And actually, for some traders, that information alone makes a tremendous difference in their bottom line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. What you're going to notice is today I am trading off of a FXCM chart, or MetaTrader 4, I should say. The charts are more or less the same. The price action more or less is the same. Of course, MetaTrader 4 is the easiest platform that you could ever imagine. Really straightforward. So why am I using FXCM as opposed to FXDD? It's because FXDD pretty much dropped us. FXDD is no longer servicing U.S. accounts, I believe, and so unless most of our clients obviously are U.S. based, not all of you certainly, but certainly about 60% of you are U.S. based at the very least, and so we've gone ahead and we've switched to FXCM, which is been in the market for quite some time, and that's pretty much the way to go if you want to talk about a leading broker. If it couldn't be with FXDD, then I guess FXCM is the way. The charts are very similar. They close at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's what we wanted anyway, and that's what we have. So no sense crying over spilled milk. Just moving on to the next platform. So I'm going to set up this platform. I'm going to start with my upper time frames and look at the monthly chart again, so we can get a good idea of what's going on in this market. I'm going to draw my basic and superior areas of support and resistance. And here we go. And we're actually sitting right on top of one. Now, I've been calling a sell for at least a month. And if anyone's gotten into the sell, they would have been in profit. Okay? So you should be in profit. You should have gotten in some money. And if you're not in a sell so far, it's okay. You can still get into many more. We will have retracements. And when those retracements give us the opportunity against areas of resistance, we will take them and we will compound our profitability. I really do see price moving back down. The highest point, the best place to get in was at about 138.97, which is about 139.00. Price actually went up to 139.92, about 140.00, and then from there it just began to drop. You can see it dropped 400 pips from that point, and that's just the beginning. I really do think that price can get back down to 128.00 or in the 130.00 area. So it dropped already 400. I see another 650 pip drop most likely coming, and I think a lot of the other currency pairs are going to go with it. That's what the technicals are telling me right now. Do I think it's going to be a straight drop down like we saw back in 2008, June of 2008 or July of 2008? No, I wish. I don't know about that. Or in December of 2009, I don't know. I don't think so. But we definitely have less of a range, I'll tell you that. And I do think that there's going to be an opportunity to see price get all the way back down there. There's actually another area of support that I'd like to mind. I don't know if it's going to be a consideration for us. But if you look here, this is a beautiful area of support. 1, 2, 3 points, and it takes us all the way down to 120-100 again. Stranger things have happened. This market is just that crazy. So we could see price really drop down to those levels at some point. So guys, we have some areas of support to look for as far as that's concerned, and we've got to take those into consideration. And that's it. That's as far as that goes. So let's see, 137.17. All right, is our Bollinger Midband. That's where that is. So let me take a look. 137.09 is where it is. I'm going to actually label that. It's the only thing that's close to where we are. Okay. And that's just for the day. That's my Bollinger Midband, so I'm going to put it in a dashed line, give it a different color because it is on the monthly chart. And I think that'll do it. I'm going to go down to my weekly and see if I see anything of relevance. On the weekly, of course, we have the 50 EMA, which is always relevant, 135.69. For the day, that's going to be another area of support that we want to look at. And going to change the color again because it is a weekly. All right, so I've got blue, purple, 137, 35.69. I'm a little bit higher than that. There it goes. All right, so besides that, I do see another area of support that we could pay attention to, at least in the short term, and could give us an opportunity for profitability. All right, so there's another area of support. It's way down here. We also have yet another area of support, I believe. Let's see. Nope, that'll actually do it for now. So, all right, so that's that on the weekly. Let's see what this is. Yeah, that doesn't quite go. Doesn't quite do the trick. Boom, boom, boom. Great. All right, so let's go down to the daily and see if there's something that we can grab there. We don't have a area of support based off of one second. So my steel blue areas of support and resistance, they need to be noted. Totally just need to automate this. Okay. So as far as the daily is concerned, we don't have another area of support and resistance that we can look to. But we have a provisional area of support and resistance. It's right here. It's not official, not quite yet. So our support will be under here. All right, so now we've got that set up. Where's price going to go from here? So we've got 1, 2, 3 touches on the trend line here. We could see price, and we had price close. $136.33, which is just 1 pip above the moving average, the 200 moving average. We've had 2 days or 3 days within each other's range, so that means that we are technically in a holding pattern, consolidation. So we could see price give us some play here at the tops at 136.93, come down and really give us a test at 136.14 and potentially bounce off of that. We've got to consider this moving average here that's sitting at 136.32 as well, which price is currently sitting right on. I'm going to set that up. I take my time with the euro dollar because it does give us more clear opportunities. 36.32 generally. All right, so that is our chart for the euro dollar. Here's what I'm looking for: consolidation bias, looking for some playoff of 136.14, and really going back to the tops here at 136.50 to 136.67. Okay, look for areas of support and resistance on the lower side as well. That would also give us some form of a confirmation of price action in the ranging area. So that's what we're looking for. We have a range consolidation bias on the euro dollar. I'm looking at a consolidation bias also on the dollar Swiss very clearly. See if there's something else there. I think it's right here. And this one came down just a bit lower, so we don't have a clear area of support, if you will, on the dollar Swiss. Going to use a more prominent low here to draw a provisional area of support. Good. That actually works out wonderfully for our weekly. Provisional on the monthly, but solid on the weekly. Nice bounce off of that area. We're coming to an apex, though, on this pair. And reaching a peak, which coincides with the 50 EMA on the weekly. 50 EMA is at 90.24. 0.9024. I want to keep an eye on that. See what else there is to consider at this moment. There's mid Bollinger at 91.64. I think we're fine. All right, so let's start with the weekly. So let me go back. Once I set these up, it gets easier. Right now, because we are setting up these charts, is why it's taking so long. But you know, that's just the way that it is. Set it up one time and it's done. Hopefully. And then it's just a modification and an adaptation of your charts thereafter, an updating, if you will. And I'll take more time with other currency pairs later on. So you can see we had a double bottom here on the dollar Swiss, very clear double bottom, and we could see a continuation price movement to the upside here on the dollar Swiss as we break through the 200 EMA. So a lot of trend lines here to consider. None of those actually work. So we have a 200 EMA right above it. We're in consolidation, just back and forth here. We have a continuation of the consolidation. Looking on the daily, we should take account of the 89.79 200 EMA. It's at 89.79 right now. And right above that, we have a Bollinger Band at 89, 90, 100, basically. There it goes, 89.99. All right, so we're in consolidation there. We can look for a price play between just about 0.90 and back again from where it is, really at 89.79 and back down in that range. There's a nice trend line that's here that is not quite a trend line, actually. All right, so I'm going to excuse that. So we're in consolidation on the euro, consolidation on the dollar Swiss. I wanted to cover those currency pairs because they are important. All of them are important, but certainly those two are important. This is the pound dollar horizontal area of support and resistance, which we did cross back through. Yeah. I believe it was 68.50 that we called the area of support and resistance on the monthly. And that leaves us with here. Weekly. If there's anything of interest. Lower area of support that we could consider. Minor. And I think on the weekly there's another one as well. All right, so there it is. Perfect. All right, so we've got an area. I'm going to go back to, yeah, perfect. All right, so we're in consolidation here on the pound dollar on the weekly with a ceiling at 169.45 and a floor at 167.57. So just about 200 pip range there. Let's take a look at the daily and see if there's something for us there. Of course there is. My overall call for this pound dollar is a sell, just based upon the technicals. We're having a bit of consolidation right now, so you can see that prices reached the high, come back down to to the middle here, but it's in a consolidation range. So look at the highs and the lows, and there you will see what price is really doing and where it's going to go. There's an area to watch for is 167.71. And it coincides obviously with the 50 EMA on the daily. All right, so look at 167.71 for support. Look at 168.86 for resistance. That's about 100 pips, and that is about the range that the pound dollar likes to go on. All right, so I'm not going to draw any more just for the sake of time. I want us to move forward here. Here on the dollar yen, we are in consolidation, 1, 2, 3 bars inside of each other. Look for a bounce off of 102.08 and a bounce off of 102.23. Okay, 102.08 and in the vicinity of 102.23. That's the Bollinger Midband. And here at the bottom, obviously, $101.16 be watched. And there is a trend line. Nope, it's not the one to go to. On the weekly here, there's something to be looked at, I should say. Nope, not there. And there we go. Right on the money almost. Okay, so there's an area of support on the dollar yen weekly. at 101.46. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, there's an area of resistance as well. We cannot forget. Here's the first level. There it goes. And those are on the weekly, obviously. We go down to a lower time frame, we can see them in action. So on this particular currency pair, on the dollar yen, I'm going to look for consolidation in those zones. New Zealand dollar. Okay. Weekly. See a price dropped off, but we are in consolidation here on the weekly. I do think price is going to move down eventually on the New Zealand dollar. But we're in consolidation clearly here. I drew an area of support, resistance, sorry. We also have areas of support on the Bollinger right now at 85.22 and resistance at 85.72, so about 50 pip range there. So 85.22, that's on the daily, that's proper, and 85.72. Good. And that'll do it on the New Zealand. So consolidation across the board, it looks like, guys. Let's see if it's on the weekly. Yep, and on the monthly. This is the Aussie dollar, 93.15. All right, euro yen, so consolidation there. Consolidation clearly on the euro yen. I'm going to save you guys that. There's consolidation, so look for buys and sells. Biases, also the same thing on the pound yen as well. So we are in consolidation here on the pound yen and on the euro yen, but be looking for price movement down. Guys, I've taken up a lot of your time. We will go deeper into depth on the euro yen and the pound yen in our next session. For the sake of time, I'm going to shut this down, and we shall do a deeper analysis on both of those pairs tomorrow concerning where they're going to go, what price action should do. And so I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. All the best.